spike in radiation. If these readings are sustained for an elongated period of time, then that could pose a greater risk to human health.
Yeah, absolutely, without question, Sri. Look, on that front, let's have a chat to Jay Lehr. He's joining us on the line from Chicago, Science Director at the Heartland Institute. It's really good to have you with us today, Jay. Thank you so much for making the time to chat to us. What do you make of this situation as and when we're hearing it? Of course, there has been some concerns about transparency. The safety agency coming out and saying it is unclear if the containment vessel that has been damaged at reactor number 3, or was in fact damaged at reactor number 3, because there was some talk from Adano this morning that could well be causing the increase in radiation levels. What do you make so far from what you've heard?
Well, I think your last speaker described it exactly accurate, and what you're saying is we're really not sure whether the containment structure has been breached or not, but there are periodic spikes of radiation, and I think temporarily removing the workers is probably a good idea. Now it sounds like they're going back. The most important thing is that, frankly, the radiation threat to human life is dwarfed by the obvious things that have happened as a result of the earthquake and the tsunami. I think the public health problems of polluted water are going to dwarf any problems with radiation. There will be low-level radiation coming out, but it shouldn't have any significant health impact on the Japanese population that, for the most part, has been evacuated further away. The levels of radiation that come out have shown over time in other similar incidents not to be a fraction as serious as people think. The speaker mentioned that this is closer to 3 Mile Island in the United States, where there was a total meltdown of the reactor core, and ultimately there was zero impact on health. Of course, the worst situation we've ever had was in Chernobyl, where the Russians had built a plant with no containment whatsoever, had not trained their operators. There was a series of operator errors that caused the entire plant to blow up in 1986. After many, many years of study, it turned out that the death toll as a result of it was 50 people that died in the explosion, either from fire or direct radiation, and the long-term health effects were small.
If I could come in, sir, this is Sri Jagaraja in Tokyo. Granted, these are still very early days. This is a rapidly evolving story, but is that comparison with 3 Mile Island rather than Chernobyl an accurate one? Is that a fair assessment in your opinion?
Well, I bring in Chernobyl because that's a worst-case situation, and I think the fear that has risen among the Japanese people and that has been raised by so many anti-nuclear people and news media people is well above what is warranted. I'm not saying that we have a Chernobyl here. I'm saying that the worst-case Chernobyl showed that the low-level radiation long-term did not have a significant impact on the health of people downwind, and I don't expect it to be the case here. I don't think we have a Chernobyl. I think this will be under control as eventually the radiation actually cools itself. I mean, we're at subcritical. The continuing reaction is not going on. Basically, we're trying to rid the heat from the decay after the system was actually turned off by putting in control rods. I'm just saying that while I don't think it's a worst-case situation, even if it was, I'm not expecting that there will be the kind of health impacts that have brought such tremendous fear to the Japanese people who, live within 20 miles. And even in California, in the United States, people are...
At what point do these levels become dangerous? I mean, we've been talking about 1,000 millisieverts in the, overnight, down to 600 to 800 right now. At what point does this become dangerous for humans?
Well, they become dangerous actually at that 6 sieverts or any get above micro millisieverts into full sieverts are dangerous. But when we move this out, when it comes out of the containment structure, measurements are made near the plant. They're high, but they're going to be dispersed in the air to the point where the concentrations are going to be much lower as time goes by, and people are not going to be subjected to high levels for any length of time.
Okay. All righty, Jay, we do appreciate your time today. Thank you so much for joining us. Jay Lehr.